everybody, my name is Crystal from Yoga with Crystal, and today I've got a bit of a strong Hatha flow for you guys. So grab your mat, grab whatever you need, block, pillow, get into some comfy yoga clothes and let's go. We're just going to begin by taking a moment of quiet wherever you are. As I've previously suggested in videos, I really recommend finding a space, not necessarily just for yoga, but also for just mindfulness, meditation, journaling, just a space where you can be you and you can just find some time to yourself. Especially if we have partners, if we have children, it's really important to just find space, get away, and just have that space for you. So as I say, wherever you are, if you don't have a yoga mat, you're welcome to use a towel as well. So we're just going to find some quiet, just take a moment to arrive here, release whatever has happened before the session, and we just kind of let go of whatever's going to happen after the session for the rest of the day. Kind of leave your to-do lists behind. Right now we're focusing on the present. So in this moment we're just gonna take a few minutes to check in, beginning by checking with the body. How's the body feeling today? Perhaps we're a little bit out of routine, so we may have some tension and tightness that we're not really used to having. So throughout the practice, you're just going to focus on those areas that may be feeling a little bit tighter than usual. We're going to send our oxygenated blood and our breath and our love to these areas during the practice today. Then bring your attention to your mind. Where is your mind today? Is it a little bit crazy? You're feeling a bit of that monkey mind that we often refer to, or perhaps you're finding a bit of stillness. Whatever's there, welcome it. Check in with the emotions. How are your emotions feeling today? Once again, just allowing whatever it is to come. And lastly, we bring our awareness to our breath. We want to make sure that we are breathing deeply into our belly. So as you're inhaling, you can push out your belly to really get the oxygen to go to all the way to the bottom. And exhale completely. Breathing deeply into the belly. Exhaling completely. As much as possible, try and work up to a 3 count or a 4 count breath. So as you're breathing in, you breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're feeling like your breath is catching at some point, or perhaps that it's almost like a balloon that's just won't go any more inflated, that's absolutely normal. This breathing pranayama, it is a practice. It does take time to coordinate movement with breath, breathing fully. We're so used to breathing into our chest. It takes a while to breathe, to find that practice of breathing deeply into the belly. Let's take a couple more deep breaths here. While we're breathing, you can start to restrict your throat muscles slightly, engaging the OIG breath, or oceanic breathing as we call it. So just using your throat muscles to constrict slightly. You'll feel that brings some heat Also allows us more controlled breath. Calming like the ocean. Beautiful. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Alright, so today we're going to start off gently with some side stretches. So let's inhale. One arm comes up and let's stretch over to one side. Feeling a beautiful stretch through the side body. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, other hand comes up. Exhale, hand comes down. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, interlace the fingers, pressing up, pressing through the back of our hands. Feeling a beautiful stretch through the front of our forearms. Trying to remember what part of the body that's called. And exhale, bringing it down, interlacing behind the tailbone, stretching, pushing into the back of your palms, through your wrists. Draw your shoulder blades together at the back, feeling a beautiful stretch perhaps through the chest. Inhaling, bringing our hands up once again. Exhaling, dropping your hands forward, walking your hands to as far as you can. We're not exactly warm yet, so just being a bit patient, allowing your heart to drop, head to drop as low as you can. Should feel a beautiful stretch right now for the arms, for the chest. Gently walking yourself back up. We're going to switch the legs, so the other leg will be on top this time. And repeating that sequence, we inhale, drawing the hand over. You can stretch the other hand out slightly, just extending that stretch through the side body. Exhale to release. Inhale, opposite hand, stretching out, feeling beautiful stretch to the side body. Exhale, release, both hands come up, inhale, interlace the fingers and press out. Beautiful stretch here. Exhale, coming down, interlacing the hands behind the back, behind the tailbone, and pressing down, pressing your heart, opening up. Beautiful stretch through your chest. Breathing through all of this. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, once again walking the hands forward. So because this is a Hatha flow, we focus a lot on balancing. So Ha meaning sun and Tha meaning the moon. We want to make sure that all of our movements are very balanced. So this is why we repeat both sides, because we want to make sure that we're doing both legs. And just throughout the practice, you want to just become aware of both sides of your body. So you'll often find that one side is a lot tighter than the other. That's completely normal. Our bodies are not, exactly symmetrical. So just notice the difference. Notice where you're holding a bit more tension and tightness than the other side. Part of yoga is to really bring that awareness to the body and notice which side is holding the tightness a bit more than the other. And this way we learn a lot about the body. So coming forward all the way onto our hands and knees, tabletop pose. We want to make sure our wrists are beneath our shoulders and our knees are beneath our hips. So we're just going to start with some spinal inflection, and we're going to start with our cat-cow. So beginning, we just want to make sure that we're pushing into our palms, doming through our shoulders. So we're not collapsing here, we're doming. We're going to inhale, look up, drop the spine down. Exhale, round chin to chest. Press through those palms, making sure the shoulders come all the way up. Inhale, we come back up. Exhale, we more using your own breath. Once again, this is a practice. It does take a while to be able to move with your breath. So the end of every movement should be the end of every breath. So moving slow enough in order to allow that. And exhale, last one. Beautiful. We're going to move our hands slightly in front of our shoulders and push ourselves back into our child's pose. In this pose, you can use your palms to really push your hips down towards your heels. Press your forehead into your mat or your towel. You can roll your head from side to side. It feels really good. A little bit of a head massage here, massaging the brow. So our child's pose is a very comforting pose. It's kind of where we take that nurturing feeling. It's where we find restoration. And we allow the body to just be. From here, pressing back up onto all fours, we're going to find some strength here. So really pressing, you want to be gripping your mat or your towel. And then tucking your toes under. We're just going to hover our knees slightly off the ground. Beautiful, dropping them down. We're going to do that 2 more times. So inhale, bringing ourselves up. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, bringing ourselves up. And exhale, bringing ourselves down. This time pressing the feet under. We're really going to push into the palms, coming into our first downward facing dog. So just check in with your body. How are you feeling? How's that tightness? I'm certainly feeling the tightness today. I think with the adjustment in routine, we're not getting as much exercise as we usually would in the day. I think this is taking a bit of toll on the body. So really pedaling out the feet, pushing into those palms, pushing your chest towards your thighs, hips come nice and high. Beautiful. And from there, tiptoeing your feet, taking little baby steps all the way to the top of the mat. From here, grabbing onto either elbow, allowing your forehead to drop. You can sway from side to side. I'm going to move so that you can see me, but you stay where you are. Just swaying from side to side, moving into either leg, just kind of exploring the body here, warming up. You can shake your head no, nod it yes. Allowing your forehead, your crown of your head to drop down to the ground. From there, we're going to walk our feet outwards. Yours will be to the edge of your mat. We're coming down into our yogi squat. If you can't get that low, you can come up onto your heels. It helps a little bit more. Or you can drop down wherever you are. And then we're going to use our elbows to push out our knees. So finding our yogi squat here. You can also use a block if that's not comfortable. So sitting on a block, but just making sure you can feel that. So you're not just chilling here. You need to be able to feel the stretch through the thighs, opening the groin. A pillow will work too if you don't have a block at home. So just using what you can to find comfort in this pose. Opening up those hips. Beautiful. Hands come down. We're going to lift ourselves up. And from there, walk your feet in and gently roll up. Great. We're going to just roll our shoulders a couple times just to find that delicious feeling, the stretch. Beautiful. and forward. So that's the thing, yoga should feel really good at all times. It's an exploration of the body, it's playful, it's, you know, there's not these, I mean, in some yoga there are these strict guidelines, but we like to play around and just feel the body, explore the body, learn about our muscles, all these things. It feels really good when you start to play and allow yourself that freedom. So we're gonna start looking from side to side, looking over the shoulder. I'm looking to my left and looking over to the other side. Continue breathing at the same time. So we're just stretching out the neck. We need to be very careful with the neck muscles, very gentle. Beautiful. Drawing a line with our nose, we're going to look up and drawing it all the way down. So here, feeling that beautiful stretch in the back of our neck. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking down. Beautiful stretch behind the neck. Inhale up. Exhale down. A couple more times in your own time. Beautiful. From here, we're going to stretch out. Right hand above the left. We're going to give ourselves a big hug here, but keep the elbows up. You want to feel a stretch through your lats, through your shoulders, perhaps a little bit through the biceps, triceps. Beautiful stretch here, really taking your arms as far as you can, walking them to feel that beautiful stretch. And exhale, taking your hands out, swapping hands over, once again making sure we have that balance, so walking the hands out, elbows upwards. Beautiful stretch here. Beautiful, release that. All right, finding ourselves at the top of our mat. We're going to go through a couple rounds of our sun salutation. So sun salutation being it's a series of poses that we use to kind of warm up the body. We often use it at the beginning of the day because it really works with every area of our body, starting to warm up, starting to just loosen and feel good. So yeah, beginning of the day when you wake up, it feels really good. Let's rock from front to back, really finding that strong mountain pose, so grounding through the heels, through the balls of your feet. In this pose, you should be able to lift your toes. I don't know if you can see my toes, but when I'm standing, I should be able to lift them up. This means that I'm not leaning too hard on the front of my toes, so should be able to lift it up. From there, drawing in through the calves, through the glutes, through the core, rolling the shoulders back nice and strong. Very strong mountain pose here. Let's take a deep breath. And exhale. We're going to inhale, bring your hands up, look up to the sky. Exhale, coming all the way down. Hands will come to the mat. You can bend your knees here. You want your tummy to be on your thighs. Inhale, hands will come to knees, nice straight back. Exhale, drop your hands down to the ground once again. We're going to step our right leg back first and then left leg to join. If you can't go straight there, just take yourself in a couple of steps. So finding ourselves in our plank pose, we're going to drop. You can either go straight chaturanga or you can go knees, chest, chin down to the ground. Inhale up to cobra or upward dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Once again, we can pedal our feet out here if we're not quite feeling too warm yet. Otherwise, really pressing your chest towards your thighs, finding some stillness. Essentially, we're trying to get the back as straight as we can, the spine as straight as we can. So from here, bringing the right foot forward. Once again, you can take as many steps as you need to, otherwise just bringing it straight. We're going to drop the left knee to the ground and just find ourselves in our low lunge here, making sure our knee is above our heel. We want to make sure we can see our toe over our knee. From here, inhale up, Beautiful, strong, low lunge. We're going to place the left hand on the ground, taking an easy twist. It's called easy twist. It may not feel easy. That is the name though. Finding some strength there. We're going to tuck under, if it isn't already, tuck under the left foot, pushing into the leg. Some strength in the left leg here. And bringing your hand down, we're going to inhale all the way up. Press into that front knee in high lunge. Deep breath, yeah. Another deep breath. And exhale, hands come down to the mat. We're just going to step our left leg forward. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands come to our chest. In here, how's the body feeling? How's the heart rate? All right, repeating that on the other side. We're going to inhale, bring your hands all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Bend your knees if you need to, tummy onto thighs. Inhale, flat back, knees to hands to knees. Exhale, drop your hands down. We're going to step our left leg back this time and right leg to join, finding ourselves in a very strong plank. You're welcome to drop your knees if you need to. Take a breath here. Exhale, drop your knees, your chest and your chin down to the ground, or you can do chaturanga. Inhale up to cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale down, finding our downward dog once again. Breathing here. This time our left leg will come forward. Once again, take as many steps as you need to, otherwise one step is great. Drop the right leg down. Just finding ourselves here in our low lunge, knee above our heel. When you're ready, inhale, bringing ourselves into our full low lunge. Breathing here. Dropping our right hand down to the ground once again, taking that easy twist. May not feel easy. We'll get there. Building strength, building flexibility. Beautiful. Engage through the right leg, pushing up. Knee comes off the ground. Finding our strength there. When you have found your balance, you can inhale, bring your hands up into our full lunge, pressing into that front knee. Beautiful. Deep breath here. Exhale, dropping hands down to the ground. Once again, we're just going to step our leg to the front of the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, hands come down to your chest. Take a moment here. Adjust your clothes, adjust your hair. Take a deep breath, whatever you need. Beautiful. From here, just going into another beautiful flow. So let's just catch our breath. And let's go. Let's inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, drop the hands to the mat once again. Right leg steps back. We're just going to rotate that back leg. Inhale up. And we are in our warrior one. So making sure the hips are facing the front. Okay. As much as possible. Make sure that you have the heel to arch alignment. So heel is in line with the arch of your foot. Pressing into that front knee. Beautiful. Bringing the right hand back. We're coming into our reverse warrior. Hand slides down the leg as much as it can. Should feel a beautiful side body stretch here. And exhale, place the front elbow onto the front knee and right hand will come above you. Bicep comes to the ear. Breathing here. From here, if you want to take a bind, you can move your right hand all the way up. Left hand will come underneath and you can grab
Yeah, you can grab onto your hand like that.
Find my formation again. This is a full bind. It is a bit tricky. Might fall out of balance a few times, but if you can do it, it's a really great stretch. Otherwise, just bringing the hand to the ground. Beautiful. We're going to bring the back leg slightly closer to the front leg, straighten the front knee, slide your hands down the shin, and we can let gravity do its work, or we can actively pull ourselves, just depending on your energy level of the day. How much do you want to push? Hands come down to the mat. We're going to take our flow, so stepping back, find that strong plank. You can drop your knees, your chest, your chin down to the ground, and inhale up to cobra, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's step our right leg to the front of the mat, left leg to join. Inhale all the way up. Beautiful. Exhale down. We're going to go straight into the next flow. Inhale, up, banging your hand on something. Exhale, we're coming down. Inhale, hands to knees. Exhale, hands come down. Left leg back this time. Rotating it. We're going to come into warrior one on the other side. Once again, just making sure that heel is in line with the arch, pressing into that front knee. Hips are facing forward. From there, left hand will come down the thigh, opposite hand coming to the ceiling. Beautiful, feeling that lovely stretch. And bringing the right elbow to right knee, left hand shoots above you. You'll be able to see my bind really nicely here. So back arm comes around, right arm will come to catch. You can also take a half bind if that feels better. So just depending on wherever you're at, working with what you have. One last deep breath here. And dropping the hands down to the ground. Did I miss something? Yes, pyramid pose, bringing the back leg and straightening the front leg. We're going to slide our hands down. Once again, you can pull yourself. We can just allow gravity to do its work. Beautiful. Dropping the hands all the way down. This time I'm going to take chaturanga just to provide for everyone. So with chaturanga, you'll come slightly forward, drop yourself down to the ground, inhale up into cobra. Otherwise, knees, chest, chin, and then, this is downward facing dog. So knees, chest, chin into cobra, or chaturanga into up dog. I'm just going to walk my legs out here because they're feeling it. All right, left leg will come forward to the top of the mat, right leg to join, inhale all the way up and exhale. All right, once again, take a moment, be a little bit human, adjust the clothing, adjust the hair, look pretty. All right, next flow, we're going to inhale and exhale, sit down into your chair. You're going to bring your palms together into Anjali Mudra, and your weight will be on the heels, on the back of your heels. So hands together, place your left elbow to right knee, and you're just going to rotate your body coming into into a twist. Look back at your knees, make sure they are aligned. They tend to kind of come out of alignment, so you want to make sure that they stay together, looking up. From here, we're going to lift up our left leg, find the strength, and bring it back, finding your, I'm falling, finding your high lunge here. Beautiful. From here, we're going to press through the feet into all the way around, and bring out the hands parallel to the ground, press into the front knee, finding warrior two. Pushing into that front leg.
Beautiful. From there, just rotating this foot to face the front. I'm facing the back right now. And we're just coming into a forward fold. Hello. Nice forward fold here. You can walk the hands back. You can grab the ankles. Whatever feels good for you. This is probably a strange picture for the camera. I would turn around, but I know some people follow lefts and rights with the camera, so it would be confusing if I was to suddenly stop. Last breath here. And let's come up. We're going to turn our right foot back and simply step to the top of the mat. Once again, let's inhale and exhale. Drop the hands down just to finish off the flow. All right, once again, finding our mountain pose here, rock from side to side, just finding that balance. And we're going to inhale, sit back down into your chair. Making sure that weight is on the back of your heels. Placing your hands together in front of your heart. The right elbow will come to left knee. Pressing yourself into that twist, checking that your knees don't come out of alignment. Rather twist less and don't compromise the knees. From there, finding strength on your left foot, we're going to pick up our right foot and place it down, finding our high lunge and falling over. From there, pushing through the legs, rotating the foot, bringing out the arms parallel to the ground and pushing into the front knee, finding warrior two. Beautiful. Very grounding pose. Bring your shoulders away from your ears. You don't want to be standing like that. And turning the foot to face the front. We're going to come into a less awkward forward fold this time. Pulling your ankles down, or you can walk your hands backwards. And just finding some stillness here. Beautiful. Turning the left leg to face the front of the mat. Right leg comes to join. Let's inhale and exhale to finish the flow. Beautiful. Let's inhale up. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Bend your knees if you need to. Inhale up, hands to knees. Flat back. Exhale, hands come down. Step your right leg back. Left leg to join. Once again, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Up into up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. From there, we're coming back into our plank. And you can drop your knees, but if you're strong to hold chaturanga, we can just lower ourselves all the way to the ground. Beautiful. So here we're going to work a little bit more with our cobra. So you can place your hands on what we call our ridge fingers, and you're going to inhale using mostly your back muscles. Inhale up. And exhale to come down. Two more. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale. Come down. One more. Inhale. Hold it there. One more second. And exhale to drop. Push your hands. Push into your palms. Coming all the way back into a child's pose. Just finding some rest here. Allowing our heart rate to come down, allowing our breathing to slow down slightly. Last deep breath here. And exhale, we're coming onto all fours. You're just gonna sit back down and swing your legs around. Beautiful, as graceful as you can. All right. From here, we're gonna play with our boat pose. So there are quite a few variations of boat pose that you can take. It just depends on your strength. It just depends how you're feeling on the day. I think that's the nice thing about at-home yoga, is that at least we're not seen by anyone. So take whatever variation you feel comfortable with today. So just leaning back slightly, you want to make sure you can still lift your heart. So if any point you're crunching down, you know that you've taken it too far, take it down a variation. So you can either have your heels up or heels down or toes down, or you can lift up, or you can take your full boat. See, when I'm here, my back starts to round, so I stick to this one because then at least I can roll my shoulders back and still hold with some poise and grace, rather than, turtle. I don't want to look like that. So if you can do it, you're welcome to, and go ahead, and all those good things. I'm going to stay where I'm comfortable. You stay where you're comfortable. Hands can be down or they can be up, just wherever your legs are, wherever hands are. Enough talk. Let's go. We're going to tap our right foot down to the ground and then our left foot down to the ground, whichever variation you're in. I suppose that's, if you're with your feet down, you can then lift one at a time. Otherwise, if your feet are up, you're going to tap one at a time. All right, let's go. So right leg to tap, left leg to tap or lift. Right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg. Remember to breathe. 4 more. 3 more. Feeling the burn in the thighs. 2 more. Lift the heart. 1 more. Beautiful. Hug the knees to the chest, and you're going to place the forehead onto the knees. Just feeling a beautiful stretch down the back of your neck. Finding some recovery here. Last deep inhale here. And exhale, find that variation again. So again, wherever you are, you're going to take your hands. So let's start in the middle, and then like a little dance, we're going to tap the left, tap the right. So really twisting through the core. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Beautiful. Hugging the knees. Once again, you should have felt a little bit of tightness in the core there, a little bit of strengthening, a little bit of toning. Really pressing your forehead down so that you can feel that beautiful stretch. If you hug your knees quite tightly, you'll feel a beautiful stretch through your lats, through your biceps, through your triceps. And once again, coming into our boat pose, whichever variation you can. So if your legs are down, you're going to try and bring them up slightly, as wherever you can. From here, we are gently going to roll ourselves down from low boat all the way to the ground for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 to drop. Beautiful. From here, you can hug your knees to your chest, rock from side to side, give yourself a back massage. You deserved it. Breathing nicely. All right. From here, we're going to work with our bridge pose. So we're going to take 3 variations of our bridge. The first obviously being the easiest, second being a little bit harder, and third being the most challenging. If you want to stick with the first variation through all 3, you're welcome to. And the other way around is not possible because I'm showing you them in a progression. So heels will walk to your bum, as close to your bum as you can. The first variation, you're going to place your hands down. So when we go into bridge, you want to make sure that your knees don't splay out. They must stay hip distance apart. Okay, so walking those heels as close to the hips, the bum as you can, pressing your hands down. You're going to press into the heels, bringing your hips all the way up. You're going to tense through the thighs, through the glutes. You can tap your glute to make sure that they're working, because what happens with these glutes is they often, the hamstrings will compensate, the quads will compensate, and the glutes sometimes just don't do their work. So it's really important to really feel, and you're at home, so you can do this with all kind of as much passion as you want to. Touching the glutes, making sure that they are nice and strong. So finding this variation, pushing through the heels, pushing your glutes, your hips as high as you can get them, nice and strong. Beautiful. Let's lower all the way down. Great. Second variation, we are going to place our elbows on the ground. Our hands will be engaged, your fingers pointing to the sky. Once again, engaging through the heels, pushing up, nice strong thighs, pushing your hips to the sky. Beautiful. In our bridge pose, we want to make sure that we're placing a lot of the weight on our shoulders and not crunching into the neck. So your neck should be taking, it shouldn't be compressed at this point, shouldn't be taking any of the stress. Just make sure that it's not crunching, it's really important. If it is, just gently lower yourself back onto your shoulders. And we're going to come all the way down. The third variation, being the most challenging, would be that we raise our hands above our heads. There's a pillow there. We're going to push into the heels. Hips come up off the ground, pushing into those thighs are nice and strong. So in this variation, you'll feel that the weight is more on your shoulders here. And it's more challenging because you no longer have the support of your biceps, triceps. So, or arms, I suppose. And hands will come beside you, really pushing yourself up. Once again, you shouldn't feel any compression in your neck. It should mainly be through your shoulders. So making sure that you're pressing your shoulders down, allowing the weight to be distributed evenly through that area. Making sure those knees are not splaying out as well. Lots of things to kind of remember in this pose. We're coming all the way down. Hug your knees to your chest and allow for a little bit of restoration here. You can also bend your forehead up, feeling that stretch through the back of your neck once again. And beautiful. Let's release that. We're going to place the right ankle onto the left knee. Come through. You can grab hold of your thigh or your knee and gently roll back, placing your head on the ground, just feeling a beautiful stretch through the right thigh. This is a really good stretch if you're a runner. I would really recommend it after you run. Never do static or still stretches before you run, or before any strength training, any kind of cardio. It essentially weakens the muscles. So before running or cardio or strength training, you want to make sure you're doing dynamic stretching. It's a little tip for you. You're welcome. Yoga and some fitness tips. Alright, dropping both heels to the ground. We're going to swap, so left heel to right knee, come forward, grab hold of your thigh or your knee, and we rock back down. Breathing here. If this is my humor after one day of isolation, I cannot imagine after 21 days. I think we're all going to need a lot of humor, a lot of ways to express ourselves. I feel very, very sorry at this point for people who live by themselves. It must be very, very challenging to have to be isolated when you live alone. And my heart goes out to all those people. And very fortunately, I do live with my partner, so I at least have that. I also have a million and one pets which keep me company, so I think that really helps. But yeah, I think we just need to take special care of those friends that are living alone at this point. Phone them, video calls. It's very important to keep up our community at this stage. All right, from here we're just going to take a simple um, inversion. That's the word. I'm just going to use one of my blocks, but you can also do this with a pillow. So grab any pillow or a folded up towel or a folded blanket. What you're going to do is you're going to place your hips onto the block and then just bring your heels up to the sky. So what you want to make sure of is that you're placing your weight in a way that you're leaning against your block. You shouldn't be, it shouldn't be an effort to hold your legs up. So no kind of core engagement, no shaking in the legs, trying to keep those legs up. It should be effortless to stay in this pose. And this is one of our very low-key inversions that just allows a lot of the benefits of the inversion without, relying on balance or strength or any of those kinds of things. So our inversions would be things like this, or even putting your legs up against the wall if that's what you want to do now. Things like our shoulder stand, our forearm stands, our head stands. These are all of our inversions, and what they do is that they allow all the blood that's in the lower part of the body to just rush down and flood all of the vital organs that we have in the torso, and also the brain. So the blood is just flowing and just kind of flashing, flushing the organs out with new blood, with beautiful oxygenated blood that's now revitalized. And after all these inversions, you'll probably feel a sense of being energized, being rejuvenated. Gives you a lot of energy, gives you a sense of calm and peace, and even happiness, a sense of contentment from these beautiful inversions. I mean, when I do headstands, I'm not exactly content. Terrifies me. But for the most part, these beautiful inversions really do leave you with a sense of calm, especially if you've been doing quite an upbeat flow. What that would do is oxygenate the blood, and then now you're sending all that blood to do all its work in the organs. You can just mute me if I'm talking too much. That's another advantage of at-home workouts, right? Let's breathe here. From here, you can welcome to stay in your inversion for a while longer. Otherwise, I really enjoy hugging my knees when my hips are up. This pose for me is just so lovely. So I kind of take advantage of this time to do this pose. With inversions, it's really great to just hold them as long as it feels good for you. And right from there, we're just going to gently, wherever you are, just remove the block. Once again, giving ourselves a nice big hug. We're just going to allow our knees where they are to roll and fall over to the right hand side. Just make sure that your hips don't come too far over. Scoot them up, and you can cactus the arms, meaning that you bring your arms out into a T shape or a cactus shape. Just making sure that your left elbow stays, not left elbow, your left shoulder stays on the ground. Your hand may come off the ground. This just depends on the tightness in your shoulder and through your arm. You may not be able to keep it on the ground, which is fine. where essentially just the goal is to feel that twist. Last deep breath here. And bring your legs back up. We're gonna just gently roll them over to the other side once again, making sure that your hips are still in line. Couple more deep breaths here. Beautiful, bringing the hips, the knees back to center, and one last deep hug here. From here, you're welcome to take any stretch in this last minute that you feel that you're still holding any tension or tightness. So just stretching into any body part that still feels it needs a bit of a stretch or a wiggle or a rock. Just building that awareness of where your body needs to move. And in this way, we start noticing every time we practice where it is that our body's holding that tension or that tightness. And maybe a similar body part every time, or maybe somewhere different every time. But just as long as you're building that awareness and starting to notice whatever patterns, whatever messages your body has for you. Beautiful. From there, we're going to stretch out our legs, allow the baby toes to fall to the outer edges of the mat. Lay your hands down, palms will face upwards. Wriggle from side to side, release any trapped skin. And just allow yourself to come into our final resting pose, into Shavasana. Take one last deep breath in and release. Allow your breathing to become easy. And as much as possible, we're going to still the mind. Start to take an inward focus of your body, beginning to relax every area. From the tip of the head, just take a scan all the way down to the tips of your toes, releasing and relaxing any area that may be still holding tension. Feel your skin dropping towards the mat and feel the mat cushioning your body. Just allowing yourself to breathe easily.
Gently start to bring your awareness back to your body by wriggling your fingers and your toes. Gently rocking your head from one side to the other. You can bring your hands above your head, stretching from your fingers all the way down your spine into your toes. And gently bring your knees to your chest, giving yourself a hug. You can roll to your right hand side, using your arm as a pillow. And in your own time, you can bring yourself into a seated position. When you're ready, we're going to place our hands at our heart in a prayer position and just take one last moment of gratitude. Just taking gratitude towards our bodies, towards our health. Just being thankful for this time that we can take out for ourselves. Knowing that in this process we're building our immune systems, we're building strong bodies, we're taking care of ourselves. And now more than ever, it is really important to put health first, to put wellness first. So let's take one last deep breath together. Let's breathe in. And exhale to release. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste.